Man, your Sixers are on a nice run here. And Embiid versus Jokic I was just thrilled because, in the NBA these days, you don't know when a star player is playing because, if the Nuggets had played the night, Jokic plays a lot of back-to-backs. I don't know about Embiid. I think he plays a lot of them too. The NBA has a load management problem. They don't call it that anymore. I don't know what they call it, player health or whatever the hell they're calling it these days, or non-COVID illness.
Non-COVID
when
illness.
you see somebody's got a non-COVID illness, they are not playing. They are not playing.
Yeah.
And, knee management, hip management.
Oh, LeBron's not playing tonight against Brooklyn. Sore ankle.
And I feel for the kids in Brooklyn because this is the Lakers' one shot coming through. But the place I feel bad about the most, when I was in Cleveland for Ravens-Browns, the Mavericks were in town, and it's their one trip to Cleveland. Mm-hmm. And it was on the back end of a back-to-back, and it was the first time Luka sat all year. They sat him. Back end of a back-to-back. Sorry, kids in Cleveland that maybe had that new Luka jersey underneath the tree that they had yet to unwrap for Christmas. Sorry. I know I'm painting the saddest story possible to make my
they
point.
can still wear the jersey.
Okay. Suddenly they turn into Oliver Twist on the street. But, look, and then, so Luka gets health managed in Cleveland. Golden State comes in, and it's the back end of a back-to-back for them. Steph gets health managed. I guess he was just coming back from his injury or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember exactly when it was in his process, but he was back from his injury. Yeah. And he sat. Clay sets. He never plays back-to-backs. And I understand there's the knee and there's the Achilles, and I'm sure for him, he's like, yeah, the knee and the Achilles. I spent half my life rehabbing that stuff. And so he sits. Cleveland doesn't see those folks in their one trip there. Sunday night, Clippers. Big win in Atlanta on Saturday. Big win. 5 in a row. Well, back-to-back nights. Kawhi sits. Paul George sits. And basically, unlike the Dallas game, where Dallas showed up without Luka and took the game to overtime, and it was an exciting game, at least for the folks who wanted to see a game, not just Luka, this game was like over. It was a 40-point deficit. Like the Clippers, like, yeah, these are my guys. It was like a happy birthday to Gene Hackman, 93 today. Those are my guys on the floor. And the crowd's like, what? That's my guys on the floor.
Who are they?
Where are the stars? Kawhi's trip in, Paul George's trip into Cleveland. That's 3 times it's happened to Cleveland fans. 3.
Oh, shame.
So here's the answer. If the NBA coaches and the NBA front offices and the NBA training staff and the NBA owners who give full carte blanche to the aforementioned to make whatever decisions, best interest in the teams, that they just will not play any star player coming off of a significant injury from a year ago or 2 years ago, or any star player in the middle of January and December and November and February, because it's all about April and beyond, if they will not play these players on the back end of a back-to-back, period, no matter the place or the circumstance, then don't schedule back-to-back games anymore. Don't. Start the season earlier, end it later, take away the games. You got fewer regular season games to take away the back-to-back games. If the NBA teams are running their business in a way in which they will not come heck or like, I don't know. Will Kawhi play end of a back-to-back game this year at all? I don't know. There's still more time to come after the All-Star break. We'll see. But if teams are like, yeah, you know what? If we're either 4 or 5 seed, doesn't matter. Just give me one more home game than the road game if we can. And if not, we'll just do it. We'll just go. Just get me in the tournament. That's all that matters. My guys are healthy. I don't care. Sorry, fans.
Yeah.
You know, Jimmy Butler was nice enough to find the young fan who held up a sign like, I came all the way from wherever to see Jimmy Butler play,
miles,
whatever, and he was being back-to-back managed or sat because, he was resting a sore this or that, whatever. Look, these are high-profile, highly trained athletes who know their bodies certainly better than I do, but if it's just as simple like we're not doing it because the schedule says this and we decided it back in August, we're not doing it on this date, come heck or high water, then give the fans a little bit of a break. Certainly if it's the one time you come into their neighborhood, one time, I think it stinks.
I get what you're saying,
frankly.
Rich, but like the fans in Cleveland, they didn't get to see Kawhi, but they were treated to 24 points from Brandon Boston. So I figure, hey, it was a win.
Ready to make my point, TJ. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.